Imagine walking through the dense jungles of Central America or trekking across the rugged Anatolian plateau, only to stumble upon the crumbling remnants of a once great city, its towers toppled, its streets silent, its people vanished without a trace. What stories do these ruins whisper to the wind? What secrets lie buried beneath centuries of earth and myth? Welcome to History Owl, where today, we journey deep into the mysteries of lost empires, civilizations that once lit up the world with their brilliance, only to vanish, leaving behind tantalizing clues and unanswered questions. This is Lost Empires Unearthed, the untold mysteries of vanished civilizations. Across the ages, the rise and fall of mighty civilizations has shaped the course of human history. Some, like Rome or Egypt, have left enduring legacies, their monuments and legends woven into our collective memory. But others, just as powerful, just as advanced, have slipped into obscurity, their names barely a whisper on the lips of time. Today, we unravel the stories of three such lost empires: the Hittites of Anatolia, the Indus Valley Civilization of South Asia, and the Kingdom of Zimbabwe in southern Africa. Each left behind astonishing achievements and baffling mysteries, challenging us to piece together their stories from the fragments they left behind. Let's begin in the heart of Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, where, 3,500 years ago, the Hittite Empire flourished. For centuries, the world forgot the very existence of the Hittites, until the 19th century, when archaeologists unearthed thousands of clay tablets inscribed in an unknown language, deep within the ruins of Hattusa. Who were these people? And how did they, at their height, come to rival mighty Egypt? The Hittites emerged around 1650 BCE, rising from a patchwork of city-states to forge a formidable empire stretching from the Aegean Sea to the edges of Mesopotamia. They were warriors, diplomats, and masterful engineers, building massive fortifications and remarkable cities. Their capital, Hattusa, was a marvel of its age, with monumental gates adorned by lions and sphinxes, and walls snaking over 6 kilometers through the hills. The Hittites pioneered the use of iron, centuries before it became common elsewhere, and developed complex legal codes and treaties. Yet, perhaps most intriguing of all were their encounters with other great powers. In 1274 BCE, the Hittite king Muwatalli II faced the Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses II at the Battle of Kadesh, the largest chariot battle in history. The two foes clashed on the banks of the Orontes River, neither able to secure a decisive victory. In the aftermath, they signed what many historians call the world's first recorded peace treaty, a copy of which now hangs in the United Nations headquarters, a testament to the Hittites' sophisticated diplomacy. But even as they stood at the pinnacle of power, darkness loomed. Around 1200 BCE, the Hittite Empire collapsed suddenly and mysteriously. Hattusa was abandoned, its gates torn down, its archives buried. What brought about this cataclysm? Was it invasion by the enigmatic sea peoples, whose raids toppled kingdoms from Greece to Egypt? Was it internal strife, famine, or climate change? The truth remains elusive, but in the silence of their vanished capital, the Hittites left us a message. A civilization can be powerful, advanced, and yet still vanish, swallowed by the tides of history. Now, let's travel further east, beyond the mountains and deserts of Iran, to the fertile plains of the Indus Valley. Here, over 4,000 years ago, another civilization blossomed, the Harappans or the Indus Valley Civilization. While their contemporaries in Mesopotamia and Egypt erected towering ziggurats and pyramids, the Indus people built vast, meticulously planned cities with grid-patterned streets, sophisticated drainage systems, and multi-story houses of baked brick. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa housed tens of thousands of people, their public baths, granaries, and market squares humming with life. What makes the Indus Valley Civilization so remarkable? First, their urban planning was centuries ahead of its time. Their cities reveal a level of organization and concern for public health that would not be matched until the Roman era. Their plumbing and drainage systems are legendary among archaeologists, with some houses even boasting private wells and toilets. Yet, for all their achievements, the Indus people remain shrouded in mystery. Their script, inscribed on hundreds of seals and tablets, has never been deciphered. We do not know the names of their kings, their gods, or their stories. Unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, no grand palaces, temples, or monuments have been found, suggesting a society that valued egalitarianism over displays of royal power. But why did such a sophisticated society disappear? Around 1900 BCE, the great cities of the Indus Valley began to decline. Streets fell into disrepair, populations dwindled, and eventually, the cities were abandoned. Was it catastrophic flooding, as some layers of silt suggest? Was it changing river courses or a collapse in trade with distant Mesopotamia? Or perhaps climate change, leading to drought and famine? The answer remains locked beneath centuries of earth, awaiting the day someone cracks the code of the Indus script. From the river valleys of South Asia, our journey takes us south to the highlands of Africa, specifically, to the enigmatic ruins of Great Zimbabwe. Rising from the savanna like a stone mirage, the massive stone walls and conical towers of Great Zimbabwe have puzzled explorers and historians for centuries. Who built this city? And what drove its builders to create such monumental architecture in the heart of southern Africa? Great Zimbabwe was once the capital of a powerful kingdom that dominated trade routes linking the interior of Africa with the Swahili coast. At its height, between the 11th and 15th centuries CE, the city may have housed up to 18,000 people. Its walls, some over 5 meters thick and 11 meters high, were constructed without mortar, their granite blocks fitted together with astonishing skill. Within the walls lay the great enclosure, a ceremonial heart whose exact purpose remains a subject of debate. The people of Zimbabwe controlled vast herds of cattle and rich gold mines, trading ivory, gold, and other goods with merchants as far afield as China and Persia. Archaeologists have uncovered Chinese porcelain, Persian glass, and Arab coins among the ruins, a testament to the city's far-reaching connections. Yet, as with the Hittites and the Indus, the people of Great Zimbabwe left behind no written records. Theories abound as to why the city was abandoned: overgrazing, resource depletion, shifting trade routes, or political upheaval. By the 16th century, the once great city was deserted, its stone walls standing silent amid the grasslands. What unites these lost empires, Hittite, Indus, Zimbabwean, is not just the mystery of their disappearance, but the brilliance of their achievements. Each built cities and societies that rivaled their contemporaries, and each left behind clues that challenge our understanding of the ancient world. But these are not the only vanished civilizations that haunt the pages of history. Consider the ancient city of Cahokia, near modern St. Louis in the United States. At its height, around 1100 CE, Cahokia was home to tens of thousands, making it larger than London at the time. Its people built enormous earthen mounds, the largest of which, Monk's Mound, covers more than 14 acres and rises nearly 30 meters high. Cahokia was a center of trade, art, and ceremony, with a complex society ruled by powerful chiefs. Yet by the 14th century, Cahokia was abandoned, its wooden palisades rotting away, its mounds reclaimed by forest. The reasons for its decline remain debated: environmental degradation, climate change, warfare, or perhaps disease. Like so many lost cities, Cahokia leaves us with more questions than answers. Or take the mysterious Minoans of Crete, whose palaces at Knossos and Phaistos dazzled ancient visitors with their labyrinthine corridors, frescoes, and advanced plumbing. The Minoans pioneered sea trade across the Mediterranean, their ships carrying goods and ideas from Egypt to Anatolia. Yet around 1450 BCE, their civilization faltered, possibly due to a massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Thera, followed by invasion and internal unrest. In the high Andes, the Chachapoya, known as the Cloud People, built dramatic cliffside fortresses and tombs, only to be conquered and absorbed by the expanding Inca Empire, their language and traditions fading into oblivion. What can we learn from the rise and fall of these lost empires? First, that history is never static. Civilizations, no matter how mighty, are vulnerable to forces both within and without: war, climate, disease, and the shifting sands of trade and technology. The stories of the Hittites, the Indus, Zimbabwe, Cahokia, the Minoans, and the Chachapoya remind us that progress is not inevitable, and that the loss of knowledge, culture, and innovation is always a possibility. Secondly, the study of lost civilizations highlights the importance of archaeology and interdisciplinary research. Every year, new discoveries, whether a cache of tablets in Anatolia, a submerged city off the Indian coast, or a new interpretation of ancient DNA, shed fresh light on the forgotten chapters of our past. Yet, much remains unknown. The silent scripts of the Indus and the undeciphered linear A of the Minoans are tantalizing puzzles, their solutions potentially holding the keys to entire worlds of lost knowledge. But perhaps most importantly, these vanished civilizations challenge us to rethink what we know about human achievement. The Indus people, with their egalitarian cities and undeciphered script, defy the notion that only hierarchical, monument-building societies matter. The builders of Great Zimbabwe demonstrate that Africa was home to urban centers and complex societies long before the arrival of Europeans. Cahokia's mounds prove that North America was not a wilderness, but a tapestry of interconnected, sophisticated cultures. As we ponder the mysteries of these lost empires, we should also reflect on what might be lost from our own age. How will future generations interpret our ruins, our writings, our achievements? What will endure, and what will be swept away by time and circumstance? The civilizations we've explored today remind us that history is fragile, that the things we build, the societies we create, can vanish, leaving only questions and echoes behind. But for now, the search continues. Archaeologists dig, linguists decipher, and historians piece together the scattered fragments of the past. With every discovery, we come a little closer to understanding the people who came before us, their triumphs, their struggles, and their ultimate fate. If you've enjoyed this journey into the untold mysteries of vanished civilizations, don't forget to subscribe to History Owl for more deep dives into the wonders and enigmas of the past. What lost empire do you find most fascinating? What mystery would you like us to explore next? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep your eyes on history, and remember, the past is never truly lost, only waiting to be unearthed.